Hello, how are you? Amanda, Seint artist. We're gonna do the makeup. I got a new palette and I'm really excited. So I wanna show you my face. This is what I do every day. I do a lot to my face, but I like how my face looks in the end, so I'm okay with all this. This is my face, and it's all on one layer, and that's why I'm excited about this palette. I usually use one of these guys, but I got this. I'm so excited. This is my home palette. If I travel, I'll compact it down to one of these little guys. All right. I love that it's all in one place on one layer with a mirror. Okay, so I've got my color corrector, my face, my brows. I've already done my brows, my eyes, my lips. Let's do the dang thing. All right, so oily skin. I have really oily skin lately. So there are things to do to help combat that. If you have oily skin or your combination and that you've got some dry, but that oiliness is really oily, I would not recommend the Seint spray. Not gonna lie. Charlotte Tilbury or Urban Decay All Nighter have a really good setting spray, great for if you have oily skin. Lately, I've been using a primer, which I've never used a primer, but I've never had my skin this oily before. Hydro Grip Milk Primer. It's so good. So I use about a pea-size amount, this guy right here. And I start on my cheeks, and then I bring it around to my problem areas and get the eye boogers out. And then I'm going to just let this get a little tacky, and then it absorbs and it goes away. So I've got this on. Let's talk about this. So to help give it a little extra kick to how oily my skin has been lately, I mean, it's been ridiculous, but that's what's nice about this. Even though this is a cream makeup, this is good for every skin type. Dry skin, combination, oily skin. This is good for every kind of skin, every color of skin, and every age of skin. I'm 41, and I think this makeup lets me continue to turn 29 now 13 times. Okay, let's get started. So to help combat this, I'm going to start with my blend brush because it's a nice tool. This is a great addition to your collection brush. It's great for under eyes. It's great for color correcting. It's great, 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 great. So here's what I'm going to do. This is Vanilla Dust. It's a powder. It's a setting powder. It's really well pressed, super fine. It will not accentuate your texture. So I'm going to put some on, and I'm going to tap this right into the middle of my forehead. So my oily combination skin is like a lowercase t. It's down the middle, around this nose, down the middle. I'm going to grab some more, and I'm going to put it right here because it goes across the middle, which is why I call it the lowercase t zone. All right, let's color correct. So I have redness on my face. Here's my color correctors. I'm going to be using Bella Bronzer, Frenchie, and Mango. On the small end of my blend brush, I'm going to tap into Mango, and I'm going to go over, look at all that. I'm going to go over and I'm going to dust this Mango over the redness. I'm going to dust over it. It's buildable, tap, don't wipe. I'm going to go over this redness. Now you can see the spots, but you see how the redness has just been minimized because we're color correcting, we're not color covering. Same over here. I'm just going to spot treat. I'm going to come over this redness here, and I'm just going to dust over. Now, everybody who has discoloration, it's troubleshooting. It's finding what color corrector works for you, and that's what I'm here for. Some people it's Aspen, some people it's June, some people it's Mango. Everyone is different. Sometimes it's Sunlit. It's whatever color you're trying to correct, and then we work together to master what works for you. I have a friend who uses the makeup, and she has rosacea. June works for her. Whereas my kind of redness, sometimes it's Aspen and sometimes it's Mango. No two people are the same. And so it's all about troubleshooting together because we're a team. Okay. I'm going to go into Frenchie. I'm going to use my finger. I feel like it goes on a little better. It's a lip and cheek color, and I am going to help combat the darkness under my eyes. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to really lightly rub this into this inner corner and then just fade it out. Turns it a shade of pink, but it corrects the darkness, which is what I'm wanting to do. Just a touch. And I like using the finger, and it's a light touch. I'm not cranking my skin around. You don't want a lot of movement under there. All right. I have melasma, also known as age spots. I even went to the doctor. I was like, I think I've got cancer. With this guy right here, this new mole. I was like, I think I got cancer. Please check it out. And he's like, you're going to see a lot more of those. Don't worry. I'm like, is that an age spot? And he just laughed at me, so I knew it was a yes. 40's hard. Okay, so I'm going to take the big end with that Bella bronzer and I'm going to tap over that guy. And I'm just going to bring that Bella bronzer up and over. Just because, well, one, I like bronzer. I like the warmth it gives, but I can also use it as a color corrector. And so I'm just dusting over that. You can still kind of see it. It still hangs out through the makeup a little bit, but I've never had it covered as good as doing the draping with the Bella bronzer. It's so good. So I'm tapping some more in. Again, tapping. I never wipe my brush into my creams. I always tap and build. I have another one over here. It's not nearly as dark, but I'm just going to drape over and I'm just going to add that Bella bronzer up and around my eye and then really focus it where that melasma spot. They're like sisters, except one's darker than the other. This one. And add a touch more because I'm insecure. Who isn't? All right, let's all keep in mind here. This is a veil layer. This is a color corrector, not a color cover again, because this is makeup. It's not magic, okay? I can't take your texture away, but we are human. Everybody has pores. Everybody has texture in our skin. Our skin is a textured surface. You're never going to get rid of that. But if you're trying to cover all that texture, you're going to add texture. You're going to accentuate it. You're going to show it. With cream makeups, you're able to minimize that. You're able to highlight the areas you want to highlight without, I mean, you can highlight your under eye and the brightness and looking awake without adding texture to your fine lines or puffiness. So that's why I like this. We all have texture. Yeah, my under eye looks fine, but does it? I mean, if I tip through, everybody has this. Everybody. So don't look at filtered people. Don't look at magazines that have airbrushed their models. Everyone has texture when they walk out of the house. All right? All right. I think I've made my point. So I'm going to go into the buff brush. I like this brush. There's all kinds of different brushes that do different things. This makeup is customizable to you. You get to decide everything. All right. And my job here is to help you. I'm here to help you. You come to me and I tell you what I think you need and then we work it out. Okay, let's do makeup. Guys, stop distracting me. All right, I'm gonna go into first my main highlight. I'm gonna go into the big end of my buff brush and I'm gonna go into my main highlight, which right now, believe it or not, I never thought I would say this, is Candlelit. I mean, I am one pale mama. I can't wait for summer. Now that January 1st is here and gone and going, or gone, the first is gone. I'm ready for summer. Okay, so I'm going to go into Candlelit and I'm going to come right down here and I'm just going to bring this down and I'm going to bring it up. It looks like it's light and that's because I did that draping, and I'm going to stipple this on my lower part of my jaw and up. Now I used darker colors to mask my discoloration, but this is my color. I mean, look, it is my color. And so I'm able to stipple this over. I like the stipple method, not the circles, because I've color corrected, and stippling over helps keep it where it is and doing what it needs to do. Look at that. And it just creates this nice even surface right here. I'm gonna add more. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm just gonna stipple this essentially where you would see a beard. If a beard grows there, yeah, that's where you're gonna put your main highlight. So I'm bringing it here first. I like to handle my cheeks first because that's my problem area. Add a little more and I'm just gonna come down the bottom part of my chin and around. I'm gonna leave the soul patch area open because I'm gonna add brightness there. We don't need to stack our makeup. We just need to put our colors where they belong. Our face is not one-dimensional, and so I'm not gonna put my makeup on like it is or make my face one-dimensional to then pile on more makeup to add dimension. I can put it on in one layer because everything in here is foundational coverage. All right, I'm gonna use my finger and I'm just gonna do a wipe across the middle of my forehead. It's gonna make sense later. Okay, it's gonna make sense kind of right now. So I'm gonna go in with the small end of the buff brush and I'm gonna go into Versailles, which is my brightening color. I'm gonna put it on and I'm gonna go right here in between my brows, just like that, and then pew, down my nose. Just like that. This is a shade or two, definitely two, lighter than my actual skin tone. Putting my soul patch in, I'm gonna blend this out. I'm gonna flip it to the big end. I'm gonna blend it in to my main highlight. This is bringing lightness in. It's also I like putting it around my mouth because it's a contrast color. So whenever I put my lip color on, whether it's neutral or bold, it will accentuate it because of the contrast. So right now I'm just blending it in to my main highlight, which will give me an even surface. Same here, I'm pulling this out into that main highlight right here, and I'm just gonna pull this out. Just like that. Everything looks crazy until you trust the process, okay? There we go. I look completely nuts. But wait, there's more. I'm gonna switch to my detail brush because it's an excellent brush for contouring because of these corners. I love this brush. So I'm going into olive, great contour color, and I'm gonna pop some right here, and I'm gonna pop it right here on either side of my forehead. Now, I don't have a really big forehead. I wish I did. They're so pretty. I'm not gonna get into the things I wish I had, like straight hair. I am going to put it on either side, and then with little circles here up at the top, I'm gonna blend this around and blend it, and this is gonna mimic the shadow. This is foundational coverage. This is mimicking the shadow, and I'm blending out. I'm coming from my lightness out. I'm not bringing my darkness in, just to give that nice, even surface. If you have a larger forehead, you can wipe the whole color across and blend it out the same way. It's just placing it differently for different faces. I'm gonna do my nose next because it's driving me crazy. My nose was the hardest thing for me to learn to contour. I'm gonna use my finger. It's my favorite way. The warmth of your finger. If you have dry skin, apply with your finger. The warmth of your finger warms up the product. The warmth of your skin will warm it up enough to make it blendable. If you just apply it with the brush and you have dry skin, you'll notice blending can take a little extra work. So if you use your finger, it makes things easier. So I'm gonna come down the top of my nose, not the middle, but the top side, just like that, pushing more on, not wiping. I just let the warmth of my finger pick up the product. I'm coming down either side. I'm taking a little extra care. I have a bump right in the middle, and then I have my tip so it divots almost. So here I'm able to straighten my nose. I always put it, I just do it that way. I just do. I'm gonna take what's left. I'm gonna come in front of my earlobe here and down my jaw. Make both sides match. I'm gonna get my brush on the detail side, and I'm gonna stipple. I'm not gonna wipe because of that bump. Right here, I'm gonna use that corner, and I'm just gonna fluff this into my brow because shadows naturally go there. So I'm just gonna stipple this down and around. Same thing over here. We're just gonna stipple this up and down, moving it to the brow. Look at that, isn't that nice? Stipple, stipple, and then here. Okay, I'm gonna take my finger that has nothing on it, and I'm gonna tap that brightening right here to just blend it really seamlessly. This is the easiest makeup you'll ever use. So if you're kind of liking what you're seeing so far, I just need a makeup-free selfie. That's all I need, a makeup-free selfie of you looking out a window, inside, a couple steps back. That's it, that's all it takes. And then I'll look at your light tones, dark tones, shadow tones, undertones, discoloration. I'll look at everything, and I will customize you a list that works for you, and then we work together to make the palette of your dreams. It really is. All right, I'm gonna go back into the edge here. I'm gonna live on the edge corner right here. And do you see how I have a shadow here? I have a cheekbone here. I'm gonna pop this right here, and I'm gonna push. I'm not gonna come in past the outer corner of my eye. I'm gonna push and follow that cheekbone right here. You can even do this with your finger. Pick it up with the product, and you can find that cheekbone and just live on the edge. You can apply it either way, but then you push up, pushing, 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 push up. You just keep it at an angle. It's not rubbing it up, it's pushing up. Just like that. And again, not past that outer corner, it'll blend in. I'm gonna underblend this because I'm gonna be adding bronzer, I'm gonna be adding blush, so it's gonna be blending it down, but I don't wanna blend it away. So if I blend it all where I want it now, add more, it'll go away, which I don't want. That line I put right here, I'm just gonna grab this brush and I'm just gonna go up and down in front of my earlobe, down the jaw, and then down the neck. Same over here, up and down, and down the jaw, and down the neck. Really easy. It's cream, it's easy. They're all formulated the same, so they all work together. I'm not looking as crazy as I was a little bit ago, but I still look a little bit crazy. I'm still a little bit crazy. I feel like I got a hair. Feel it? I'm gonna ignore it. Can that be possible? I see it. Gosh. Okay. Let's go to bronzer. I'm gonna switch brushes again. I like showing what all the brushes do. They're all super fun. This is the blush and bronzer, and it comes in a bundle with bronzer. Blush and bronzer comes with bronzer in a collection. You can get them separately, or you can get them together and save 10 bucks, which means you buy a brush and you get a bronzer for 4 bucks. That's a good deal. That's basically free. Everything on sale is basically free. I'm gonna go into Bella Bronzer because it's my favorite. I'm gonna put a little bit on. It's very creamy and super pink. You can kind of see it there. I'm gonna tap this right here on the top of my cheekbone and on the top of my brow, bringing it around. I'm gonna drape it again just to add warmth. And then I'm gonna stipple this down my cheek because I like a warm cheek. And I mean, I like pink, but I want it warm. A toasted pink. And I just bring it up and it just adds warmth. I'm gonna flip it to the fluffy end and I'm just gonna give it a blendy poo. Isn't that nice? Everything blends together seamlessly. I'm telling you. Okay, tapping into Bella Bronzer again. Tapping it up here, tapping it here and bringing it around. Look at that. Just gives me that kiss of warmth that I've been missing because summer is so far away. It's been so long and it's still so far. All right, look at that. I'm just gonna use the big end and just stipple over it. So good. I'm gonna take this fluffy end. I'm gonna go into Bella Bronzer a bit and I'm just gonna dust this on my neck because my neck is always lighter than my face. So just gonna keep it on the top part of my neck because when you wear a coat, you got collars, the makeup comes off. The other nice thing about Seint makeup is it doesn't stain your clothes. If you get a little on your collar, you'll get a lot off because it doesn't stain, so you won't have it. I feel that hair wanting to come back. Okay, blush. Pink grapefruit, oh, is a dream. I'm gonna stick with this brush and I'm gonna go in to pink grapefruit. You can see it there. I'm gonna start at the top. Now I'm 41, I've brought this to your attention before. So when we don't smile as we get older, the nice little plump little cute apples of our cheeks can sometimes break down. So I don't add my blush here because when I don't smile, it can look like a big circle. So I start up here and then I bring it down. But I mainly focus it up here. And I'll just bring it down just a little bit because I like some color on my face. But look at how pretty that little pink is. You can just build it up to where you want it. It's so pretty. Let me show you with some brightening how it's gonna, brightening makes the makeup. Brightening is what's gonna pull this all together when I brighten under my eyes. So I'm keeping it up here, bringing it around, bringing it down. I'm gonna flip it. I'm just gonna give this a good blend. Okay, I'm gonna show you how with the blend brush, brightening is gonna pull this whole look together. Just you wait. Versailles. I'm gonna go into the small end. I'm gonna tap a little bit on, just a bit. And I am gonna focus this right here. And then I'm gonna put it, you see how I have that trough right here? I'm gonna come right below it and bring it up. Okay? And then I'm just gonna stipple this and I'm gonna bridge it together. I'm gonna bring it up into that little inner corner. And then I'm just gonna stipple this. I'm not using circles, I'm stippling. This is a soft, do you see the magic? I always say it's makeup, not magic, but this feels like magic. And so I'm just stippling this across. It's gonna make my eyes look younger. It's gonna make me look like I'm not tired. I'm tired. But this is magic. But because of the soft tissue and because I am of an age, I don't wanna make extra movement under my eyes. It's soft tissue. You've got your eyeball and you've got your orbital bone. Everything in between that, it's just hanging out, so it's soft tissue. You can very easily add texture here, very easily. And so here's my trick. Less is more. You don't need a lot of product here. You do not. and then bring it down past that orbital. See how I'm pushing on that orbital bone and then down? I'm pushing on that because if I just applied it to this trough and up, it would accentuate it, where I'm trying to camouflage it and not accentuate. Look at the difference brightening has on my face. It brightens. Look at how the light reflects off the middle of my face. It's so good. Okay, so again, we're just gonna tap a little on. I mean, these were brand new tins, and this is how little I've used on the first try with this look. Okay, so I've tapped it on, a little bit on. I'm just gonna tap a little on the outside, and then I'm gonna start down here below the trough and up. And then I'm gonna bridge it together. I like to start on the orbital, and then I like to work my way up. So if there's any large amount of product, not large, but the most product I have on my face will be on the orbital, not on the soft tissue. You do not need to go all the way up to your eyeball. You can leave that lash line bare. You've got lashes covering it. And typically it looks like I have color under here. I don't, it's a shadow from my lashes. Bringing it up to the inner corner. I don't like adding powder to the inner corners of my eyes. I feel like it can accentuate fine lines. It can look gunky towards the end of the day. So I just add my brightening right there. I just push it in. This is the point where I look at things and I say, okay, does anything need to be addressed? Do I have any blemishes that need to be hidden? I have one here. It's a hormonal breakout. We all get them. I'm just gonna add, I mean, I barely have any. And I'm just gonna touch it and tap it. I'm gonna rub into that setting powder and I'm gonna set it. That's it. It's fixed. That's all. I am gonna go into my vanilla dust again with the large end of my blend brush, and I'm gonna tap over those oily areas. It's not going to add texture because it's so well pressed. Okay, I get oily here, but I have makeup on. It is maturing skin. Mature skin does not mean old. Can I just say that? Anyone that's 35 and older is considered mature skin, not old. So I just like to point that out, but anytime you're going to add powder to an area near your under eye, start low and then you can work your way up, because powder creates texture down here and up, because I get really oily on the apples, and then I can bring it up if I so desire. But powder adds texture under your eyes. It doesn't matter. If I caked on a bunch of powder right now, it would look horrible, but I don't want to do that to myself. All right, so this is the face. I'm gonna do my lips. This is my favorite part. I love my lips because I have thin lips. I don't plump them. I don't do Botox, obviously. I don't plump my lips, but I would like them to look fuller. So I'm gonna take, this is the multitasker brush. It's so good. I'm gonna dip this into my contour and I'm gonna add a soul patch right here. And then I'm just gonna give this a push on either side. What's left, I'm gonna outer line the top, okay? And then I'm gonna flick it up right here. Looks crazy, I know. I'm gonna take that brightening color, I'm gonna pop it on the outer corners. Again, we are creating contrast and shadowing here. So I'm just gonna take my fingers and I'm gonna blend the outsides. And this is just going to add a brightness. And then I'm gonna take my finger here and I'm gonna push this and I'm gonna blend this shadow out and down. And this is gonna show a shadow. This is creating a shadow to give my lip a curl. I'm gonna tap right here. And this is creating a shadow. It's creating a shadow here, here. This is a very pretty part of the lip, so I'm just accentuating it. And now I'm gonna do a lip color. So this is not a Seint color. This is a Maybelline. This is Color Stay, Super Stay Matte Ink. It is the color Dreamer. It's a really pretty pink. I've been really liking pinks lately. So I'm gonna take this, it's got a really great tip, and I'm gonna outline, not outer line, I'm gonna outline my lips. I'm not gonna fill them in. I'm gonna outline them. It's so pretty. I don't outerline my lips. I hug the edge, but I don't outerline. I'm gonna smoosh it, pat it, and I'm gonna ombre it in just by smooshing it around. Very technical makeup term, smooshing. All right, Going back into my handy little palette here, and you'll see this cute little guy right here. So this was a limited edition that was released at Christmas time. If I tell you to get something because it's limited edition, you should listen because this one's so good. It's pink, but it's like a frosty pink, and it's a lip and cheek color that I like on my lips. Because again, it's this pretty sheer frosted pink. Look at how pretty this is. It matches that Dreamer so well, but it's sheer. When you use a Color Stay lipstick, it can be very drying on your lips. And so having something on top, whether it's a chapstick or one of our semi-glosses, the color still stays all day, but it doesn't dry your lips out. So it's so nice. Okay, next I'm going to take my setting spray, which is the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm going to set it. And this has a matte finish, which is nice. If you like a dewy finish, you can get the other one. That's fine. Or you can add a shimmer. So I have Photoshop, which is my favorite powder shimmer. It's this right here. You just need a teensy tiny amount. I'm going to take that blend brush again, and I'm just going to tap on it once, and I'm just going to pop it right up here. It's just a subtle shimmer, a subtle pink, and it's so pretty. I'm going to use my finger. I'm going to tap the tip, and I'm going to tap the top bridge, and I'm going to tap, tap, tap. Thing on my eye. Come on now. There we go. All right. That's how I do my face. Now, I talk a lot. This was a 20-minute face. My makeup used to take me an hour. When I want to, I can reduce this down, and I can have a 5-minute face. It's super easy. This makeup is foolproof. You can make it a tinted moisturizer. You can do light application, full coverage like I do. You can do glam and go crazy, but that's my face. If you have any questions, message me, and have a great day.